you're welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CISSP Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the ISS Squared CISSP exam with focused explanations and practical context. In today's episode, we're focusing on code repositories and access controls, two foundational elements that support secure, efficient, and reliable software development operations. Code repositories are not just a place to store source code. They represent the digital blueprints of business-critical applications, intellectual property, and the logic that powers enterprise systems. Managing access to these repositories who can view, modify, commit, or deploy code is just as important as securing the application itself. As a certified information systems security professional, you must understand both the technical and administrative controls required to maintain the integrity and security of code throughout its life cycle. Let's begin by understanding what a code repository is. At its core, a code repository is a centralized system used to manage, organize, and version control source code. It allows teams of developers to collaborate efficiently, track changes over time, and maintain consistent application versions across environments. Repositories support features like branching, merging, commit history, pull requests, and rollbacks. These functions enable teams to work concurrently without overwriting each other's changes, and they help maintain code stability during complex development cycles. Common repository platforms include Git-based systems like GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. Other systems such as Subversion or Mercurial offer more centralized models. Many modern repositories are cloud-hosted, offering convenience and scalability, while some organizations opt for self-hosted solutions for greater control and privacy. A well-managed repository not only improves code quality, it also helps enforce process discipline, collaboration, and traceability. When repositories are structured and secured properly, they support every stage of the software development lifecycle, from planning and implementation to testing, deployment, and maintenance. Understanding how code repositories work and how to manage them securely is essential for maintaining software quality and protecting against accidental or malicious code compromise. Now, let's discuss the importance of repository security. Because repositories contain the source code that powers your applications, they are highly valuable targets for attackers. A compromised repository could allow an attacker to insert backdoors, steal proprietary algorithms, or push malicious code into production. Repository security focuses on protecting code from unauthorized access, tampering, or leakage. This includes securing the platform, its configurations, the code itself, and the users who interact with it. Strong repository security includes access controls, encrypted communication, secure storage, audit logging, and proactive monitoring. Repositories must be integrated into your overall security framework, not treated as a separate or afterthought component. Without proper protections, you risk code theft, business disruption, supply chain compromise, and regulatory violations. In today's DevSecOps-driven environment, your repository is part of your security perimeter. Understanding these security fundamentals ensures that software assets are protected and that development workflows are not disrupted by security incidents or integrity failures. Let's now move into the implementation of robust access controls. Access control is the foundation of repository security. It determines who can read, write, commit, merge, approve, or delete code within the repository. The most effective method is role-based access control, or RBAC. This means assigning permissions based on user roles and responsibilities. Developers may be allowed to commit to certain branches, while only team leads or administrators may merge changes or push to production branches. Enforce multi-factor authentication to protect repository accounts, especially for users with elevated privileges. Even if credentials are stolen, multi-factor authentication helps prevent unauthorized access. Review permissions regularly. People leave projects, change roles, or depart the organization. Access that is no longer needed should be revoked promptly. The principle of least privilege should always apply. Users should only have the access necessary to perform their tasks. Monitor access logs to detect anomalies such as unusual login locations, access outside of working hours, or unauthorized attempts to access restricted branches. Implement secure authentication methods such as SSO integrations or federated identity systems to improve access control consistency across repositories and development platforms. With clearly defined access control policies and regular reviews, organizations can prevent unauthorized changes and maintain high confidence in the integrity of their codebase. For more information on CISSP certification and other valuable cybersecurity education resources, please visit cybernetic.me. You'll find best-selling books, training tools, and resources tailored specifically for cybersecurity professionals. Also, there are other podcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Let's now talk about effective repository security practices. Begin by ensuring that your repository platform and associated server environments are patched and up to date. Vulnerabilities in repository platforms like GitLab or GitHub Enterprise can be exploited to gain administrative access, steal tokens, or compromise stored code. Secure the configurations of your repositories. Enforce secure defaults such as disabling anonymous access, requiring review before merges, and restricting push permissions to protected branches. Back up your repositories regularly. Store backups securely, encrypt them in transit and at rest, and test restoration procedures. This ensures availability and integrity in the event of a compromise or corruption. Use automated tools to scan committed code for hard-coded secrets, insecure dependencies, and suspicious patterns. Enforce code review requirements so that changes are examined before integration. And finally, train your developers and administrators. Everyone involved in repository management should understand the security risks and their responsibilities for protecting the integrity of the code base. Let's now review some of the core security controls that support repository management. Deploy integrated security tools like static code analyzers and software composition analysis platforms. These tools automatically scan code and dependencies during commits or builds. Secure your CI/CD pipeline integrations. Repositories often trigger builds and deployments. Ensure these systems use secure tokens, audit logs, and tightly scoped permissions. Control access through identity and access management systems. Centralize user account management and integrate repositories with your enterprise directory. This supports consistent provisioning and deprovisioning practices. Conduct regular vulnerability assessments. Scan your repositories, their integrations, and server infrastructure to identify configuration issues, outdated libraries, or excessive permissions. Maintain detailed documentation for all access, code changes, and incidents. This supports compliance, audits, and forensic investigations when issues arise. Let's wrap up with continuous improvement in repository security. Your security practices must evolve with changing threats, tools, and development models. Regularly review your security policies for repositories. Update guidelines for code review, merge approvals, and branching strategies based on lessons learned and emerging risks. Use incident and anomaly data to identify gaps. If unauthorized changes occur or if a code leak is detected, analyze how it happened and use that insight to improve your controls and awareness. Collaborate across development, security, and compliance teams. Repository security is not just an IT task, it involves everyone contributing to the software lifecycle. Keep your team trained. Offer secure coding training, conduct repository management workshops, and create awareness campaigns to reinforce best practices. Thank you for joining the CISSP Prepcast by Bare Metal Cyber. Visit baremetalcyber.com for additional episodes, comprehensive CISSP study resources, and personalized certification support. Deepen your understanding of code repositories and access controls, and will consistently support your journey toward CISSP certification success.